Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the round-robin phase of the SpyParty Masters Championship. My name is Taboshi. I'm joined today by co-caster and also host and observer today, Ligorv Janine.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Sorry for the outages.
So, things are a little bit less tense for a little while. We're a couple games down already in the round-robin phase, and we've got plenty more to go, starting today with Koopa versus Miniorek.
Yeah, we're here in the top half of the bracket there. Koopa in the group with Miniorek and Lev. We also had who would drop in there, it would appear. Ada won over Yeter Bijam. I casted that last week. So, tight group.
Yeah, tight group indeed. So this is, I believe, still first round of the round robin. So again, plenty more SpyParty to come. But as you can see, whoever comes out ahead, whichever two players come out ahead, will move on to the championship bracket, which is the final phase of the Masters Championship. We're not there yet. Still in the round robins. And we may as well get into the draft, I suppose.
Yeah, I think first we gotta go through their qualifications. Koopa is here on the back of his first place in Winter Cup, earning him the first seed in SMC overall. And the way that SMC worked this year is that the top 3 seeds got to draft the first half of the group stage here, and Koopa, as the first seed, chose to draft Lev into his group over OP. For Miniorek, we had his qualification path being first place in SMC last year. And for his choice as third seed overall, he drafted himself into this group rather than Rav's. But now we can get on to that draft. If you want to take it away, Tobo.
Absolutely. We've got Miniorek banning Veranda and Koopa, banning Redwoods. So no Veranda, no Redwoods to deal with. Miniorek then does restrict on Balcony, Koopa on Aquarium. So that leads us into the situation we have when we actually start picking maps. So it's going to be doubled Modern for Miniorek, doubled Terrace for Koopa. That's going to be an interesting few games. And then single Balcony, which came from the restriction. We've got Ballroom, we've got Courtyard, and we've got Aquarium, which I think I got slightly out of order.
Yeah, Aquarium was the first single there. This draft's pretty interesting. We have a ban on Veranda.
That is where we're going to be spending our time today.
Yeah, the ban on Veranda is quite interesting from Miniorek, because it's also not a venue that Koopa particularly loves. In fact, is quite vocal about not liking it. But maybe that's changed in recent times.
Or maybe he just wanted to be very sure he didn't wind up there.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the single picks into each other's restrict is also quite interesting. Koopa's following Minis, so perhaps doing this a bit of revenge, or maybe wanted to pay Balcony anyway. Restrict on Aquarium, even though both these players I think are quite apt to the shark shenanigans. Maybe Koopa didn't want to deal with it too much here. But without further ado, I think we can get into our predictions. Tobo.
I think it's gotta be Miniorek.
Yeah, Mini is probably the better player on paper. But I gotta give it to my guy, Koopy. I don't have scores on this, but do you have a score in mind for how close you think this one's gonna be?
I think this one's gonna be a very tight race. I would not be surprised if this gets decided by a single game.
That would not be surprising, given these players. This will either be a runaway in favor of Mini, because I don't think that Mini can get stomped in any sense ever.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be a very close game. So, with predictions and draft out of the way, let's get into it. Starting
things off on Modern. Any 4 of 8. Mini starting things off on the spy side against Koopa's sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Very, very long walking paths on this venue, as you was bore witness to off the start there. Miniorek going all the way from the back of the party to the front to pick up the statues next to the seduction target. Does manage to hit a green flirt off of it into a red inspect, which is fine.
1 second,
It
I
just
might have
means
to
we're probably
reset
going to
my,
get 1 on the cycle.
I might have to restart this one because it's not picking up the game when I lose focus.
Oh dear. Okay, understood. So
I'm just gonna
back
send
to the
it
top?
back to the countdown for a second. Well, I can't do that actually because I can't change the window capture. I could just go non-full screen. I think that'll do. All right. Sorry about that. We'll
from the top.
Yeah, let's take it back to when. Let's go back to 352. How about that? We can skip the early walking path.
Okay, 352 in 3, 2, 1, playing it. So 51% on the flirt, but only 1 inspect off of the statue due to a red test after the flirt. So that puts us still in a pretty good position, but it's going to be a little bit tighter on the statues, especially if we try to do some sort of inspect swap.
Yeah, we did pick up that highlight as well. It looks like it's just statue highlights thus far, but still, you'd be preferred not to be glowing, all things considered.
Also, considering the highlights from statues, probably don't want to be too obvious about flirting for the rest of the game. Here we are in an innocent conversation, though. Double agent is actually here, so it's not an entirely innocent conversation. Pretty full one, too, so it's not a bad time for it.
Yes,
I think maybe just
lands.
waiting for 1 or 2 more people to get into conversations, but now people are starting to leave, so it'll be interesting to see what the decision is from there.
Yeah, Alice joined that full conversation as well, but the SDA left it, so it's a bit worse than Miniorek might expect of this contact.
Unfortunately, the really full conversation right now does not have a suspected double agent in it. We got a safety off for a moment on Damon, so not entirely sure what that was about.
Twin was returning the briefcase in the foreground there. Maybe he's done with fingerprints already. It looks like Koopa's angling to watch this microfilm transfer in the back there.
That's the flirt getting done in 2, so Miniorek is at least mostly on point with the action tests, not the 1 red test notwithstanding.
Koopa considers highlighting the other twin for his statue visit, but I think decides better of it, wanting to keep this other suspicious twin as the priority.
And into the bar we go to pick up a delegate.
Minute 40, we're not too far behind the pace, but we might have to go to statues. So we want to rush something else.
Well, we'll see if we're able to do anything with this delegate. Back in the conversation with the double agent, and this time the conversation in front does have an SDA in it. There's the contact coming off. It's a little bit more awkward than the earlier one could have been, but it winds up with only 2 lowlights.
Conversations were really full, but I think Koopa's going to have this delegate once it comes off. Rotates for it.
Yep, there it is. The delegate comes off, and so does the shot. Koopa absolutely on top of things. And Koopa picks up game number 1 from the sniper side of Modern.
Yep, I think was totally onto that, especially with the positioning conversation just looked really bad, and then the white BB into sending the double agent.
With that, we hop into the next one. Yeah, absolutely. So, Koopa stepping into the spy side versus Miniorek sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And again, we're going to be starting with Flirt. If we can land in conversation in time, indeed we do, before the section target decides to step away. It's not the greatest positioning, but at least we're getting the Flirt at all. It was pretty tight with the timing. Double Agent was there too, but Koopa's not hanging around, decides to step away immediately after a 22% Flirt to start the game.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of low lights. Not really worth considering that. Contact.
Yeah.
ST is left alone. She might get a move on, but she's joined by some other guests.
That's a low light on Smallman, which is very interesting, as we step back into conversation with the seduction target.
Low light on Orange Dress as well, so some pathing. Low lights coming out from Miniorek. Darren has kind of into its own as a pathing venue for those who choose to use that knowledge.
Location cuts off green, so that brings us up to 60%, which is just barely not in range to finish the Flirt with another close green. Another close white, sorry. So it's going to have to be a green test if we're going to get this done in 3. Section target has stepped away, so we're not going to be able to timer Flirt for it either. Koopa probably doesn't want to hang around here too long, but has been moving a fair bit, so doesn't want to leave too early either.
Yeah, we're going to need a green. Finish off that Flirt, and if we don't, we're going to be in quite a bad spot, because we don't have that inspect that Mini had in the last game. It's a backup plan.
Under 2.5 minutes to play now. Mini apparently paying fairly close attention to some of the books at this point. Koopa sidles over to another conversation, but there's not really much to do here either.
Being very diligent with these bar highlights and lowlights. Putting them down as we can. We're trying to chase the ST from in front.
Always a difficult thing to do. Unfortunately, section target peels off, and we're going to wind up in bar before dropping in next to them immediately afterwards. But we've spent a lot of... That's a straight purloin! Immediately the highlight comes off. I think that might have just been bar tracking. Now we've seen the list is gone for sure. Lowlights are coming fast and furious now. This is why the bar tracking is so important.
It is, but can Mini get any further lowlights on these highlights? Is not sure where Boots was sent from. In reality,
it wasn't the best reaction out of Miniorek, but also it was good enough because it was probably good enough at least because Koopa just hasn't had that much progress so far. 1 minute to play and still so much to do.
In reality, we weren't sent by anybody, so I think Mini could have found the shot if he was absolutely on top of this. But just trying to throw some chaff in the air. And it seems to be working because Mini doesn't have to narrow it down too far.
It's down to 4. I suspect Koopa is just going to slow play the rest of this and try to get one of these other guests shot. I don't think they're going to try to commit to mission completion with 30 seconds left to play and so little progress.
Koopa's happy about something. The twin leaving conversation. You might not know that that's an SDA, but maybe trying to frame him.
Fake contact.
And the red.
That's going to knock out 2 of the highlights.
It will, but it's not real for anybody when he can safely hold this.
Yeah, I think that wound up just sort of giving Miniorek a sigh of relief, seeing that contact come off with none of the possible partygoers in for a real contact. So, little bit unfortunate SDA positioning, but I guess Koopa just wasn't really sure who the other partygoers were.
Yeah, and didn't really have anything else to back up a plan to finish there.
So that's a split off of the first pair of games. It's 1-1 as Miniorek steps back into the spy side versus Koopa's sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Looks like we see a repeat of the last game's start.
This time, though, Mini is right in the thick of it in the bar, is able to pick up another 51% on the flirt, but is likely going to get a delegate out of it as well off of a very, very busy bar start.
Demand here could help us save some time. I was gonna say the ST is doing us a favor by giving us distance, but it's been away long enough to lower that cooldown. Regardless.
Miniorek winds up abandoning the delegate entirely to go for the contact. This one's a white test on the second, so it's 84% on the flirt, and no delegate for Miniorek to be able to capitalize on this massive bar rush at the start. It's just the two flirts.
And being left at one of the back statues, I'm sure Mini is keeping an eye on that. It's a potential finishing route.
Back to bar we go.
Back to bar, and this fingerprint on the drink is probably going to set us up for that printable statue.
So it is going to be a print, and it is going to be a delegate. I don't think we're going to do anything off this delegate. We've lost a fair bit of time from the beginning bar rush, but the print is always nice to have.
Yeah, if we had that flirt done, we could theoretically go for like a print purloin swap rush finish, but I don't think that's going to get past Koopa.
So no mission completions yet, but plenty of progress as the time ticks down to 2 minutes. Not in a very mission-dense area is Miniorek, but there's certainly some stuff to do around.
Yeah, actually a really similar position to the last game. 150 on the clock, one more flirt to go, and half progress on one of the soft tells.
Oh, we are sending the delegate. It's going to be Pearls.
Yeah,
sent to the bar.
I don't think there's much of a chance that this takes, but I just want to get some more action in the party as we step into this fingerprintable statue.
Yeah, and I believe that's exactly what Miniorek was going for. The timer does expire before the purloin is taken. That's the print done at the side statue. We've got plenty of time for a pair of inspects as well.
Yeah, we did pick up a highlight. Time will tell if Koopa knows that that's more than just an inspect highlight.
Oh, I think that was sort of supposed to be a bit of a walking contact, but wasn't able to hit the green.
Kind of an awkward position, but it's not really easy to tell that is the sniper. Here comes the white BB instead.
Banana bread.
A minute left, we can finish off this for what's our fourth mission gonna be?
It doesn't matter because Koopa's on top of it. The contact comes off and Koopa immediately pulls the trigger on Miniorek.
Nice decisive shot there, crediting a fourth mission, as we didn't have inspects done. Definitely crediting that 2 flirt.
And that is going to put Koopa ahead of the game. It's 2-1 as they step back into the spy side for the last round of Modern versus Miniorek Sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And he won't be able to take an advantage off of his venue choice, but I think we'll be happy with the split.
In an interesting position to try to get a reverse drive-by bug on the Ambassador. It's pretty exposed as far as the arm is concerned. There's just not much cover for it. But if we can get Miniorek looking in a different direction, I still don't think it's a good idea with no cover, but you never know.
Yeah, we also aren't even guaranteed that the gambler will leave this conversation anytime soon. Although, as I say that, he decides to head to the green bookshelf. Koopa decides that this briefcase is far enough from the Ambassador to take it. We'll see if Mini decides the same thing, but that seems awfully close.
So it's just going to be the print, and then stepping away out to the front of the front of the party to a nice, small, innocent conversation. That then the double agent joins, so no longer innocent.
Fortunately, ST's gonna put back his green book and smudge that print, but Koopa might want to double dip. Instinct tells you to flirt before the pickup here, but Seek might then put his book back and smudge it.
Yeah, it's flirt before pickup, and that's exactly what happens. Does hit the green, though, for the print.
It's a good recovery. Mini should, I think, be highlighting this if he's on top of these prints. But maybe is waiting for an opportunity to do it stealthily.
So that's fingerprints done. 51% on the flirt, and second target drops in to say hi, so we're likely to get a second here. It's not going to get it done in 2, but it's going to be a free flirt, which is nice. Does hit the green, up to 85% as well.
Thankfully for Koopa, Seek has not entered next to us, because that might tempt us into framing him for a delegate, but he's actually been low-lit by Mini.
That certainly could have been problematic. Minute and 40 seconds left to play.
Yeah, wouldn't have been much harm in time recording that, but Seek will decide for us. Double agent out of the conversation, Koopa looking around for potential finishing moves. We can't go to that statue and get another fingerprint.
There aren't really any obvious avenues to a finish with the party as it stands right now, so Koopa's going to have to make his own luck in this particular situation, starting, it looks like, with the double agent.
Unfortunately, ST's not headed this way, so that's going to be out of the way to our completion. And double agent as well. Waited a bit too long. Might lose out on
Yeah,
that
50 seconds left to play now. Things are starting to get a little bit tight as far as the clock is concerned. We've only got the one mission completion on the print. Mind you, we do still have the contact available. We do still have just the one flirt to go, so lots of progress there. Statues is a bit of an odd choice. It's just going to be a swap frame. Takes the swap immediately, and Miniorek is not fooled. The shot comes off, and we are square at 2 coming out of Modern.
Yeah, that was a very desperate attempt to find a mission completion there. I'm surprised Koopa doesn't go to the red bookshelf, grab the final flirt, and then try to do something with the microfilm, because I feel like that, unless you hit the green swap, that is Koopa's out there. But running out of time, not too much to Koopa's own fault. Trying to be patient, but patience can cost you sometimes.
This time it didn't quite work out. So that's Modern done. Onward to Terrace. It's 2-2 as Miniorek steps back into the spy side on a much, much smaller venue. It's 3 of 7 in 3, 2, 1, play it.
Yeah, we got the original layout of Modern here, which was adapted into Terrace. Much different mission setup, 3 of 7.
At the bar with the seduction target as well, we're able to get a quick 34% on the flirt and a delegate as we grab our drink.
A really crowded bar to start here. Looks like we'll do some bar offer highlights just to minimize the amount of excess noise that he has to keep track of.
This is really something that Miniorek could take advantage of, especially the fact that he was able to get in and out fairly quickly, so. Lots of bargoers in that conversation as well.
And in the red.
There's the contact coming off. Does he send someone to the bar to grab the list? It's another flirt to bring us up to 54%. But no one being sent with the delegate.
Yeah, was in a better spot to finish here, he might consider even delegate framing for Alice, but instead we're going to send her back to the bar. Stick around for the timer flirt. There is the correction neutral light.
Yep. That's the thing about bar highlights, is you have to pay attention to them 45 seconds after the fact as well. And it's a timer flirt to bring us up to 75%. So Miniorek is now 3 flirts in and definitely wants to get closer for the 4th.
I don't recall if Red Dress was in for that first contact. We could have had an opportunity there if she stuck around to send ourselves to bar, finish up flirt, just purloin.
Under a minute to play now. One more flirt if it's a close one. That's not a close one. Can he hit the green? He can hit the green. So that's the flirt done. 1 mission to get, 45 seconds to get it.
Ooh, can we convince Koopa that we're close enough to general here, actually? We might be able to send ourselves to bar. Ooh, might be able to take this bug on the way.
We might just.
Looks like
30 seconds. It's being watched pretty closely.
Can't frame anybody for delegate here, so let's bring his plan to finish, because I don't think Koopa's ready to take a shot. Rocker.
Apparently they are! Apparently the shot is ready to go, and it's not on Miniorek, so that's going to be our first spy win of the day off of a Civ shot on Terrace.
Did take a bug pass shortly after the contact, but she was
Banana bread.
Real there. Must have finished Prince at the very least.
So it seems. Let's see if Koopa is able to answer back from the spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it. So, fairly early, 31% off the flirt.
You know what that means, Tobo.
Yeah, I do indeed. We need a green somewhere if we're going to finish this up in 3, or else I am going to be an unhappy person. Second target does step away.
Speculate on a crash bug there. Not enough cover.
Into the bar we go. Second flirt is not green. That puts us up to 65%. Astute viewers will note that 65% is not 66%. Which is what you need to get to be safe with a close white test to finish up the flirt.
See if Koopa has let you down. As Red Dress will not cooperate, but Double Agent will kindly join this conversation.
It's a pretty good opportunity for the contact, and Koopa agrees, takes the right click, lets off just the one low light. And a pretty good selection of real contactors, too.
Yeah, only 2 with fake, and a few other lowlights that have been taken.
Minute and 15 seconds to play. We still need to find out if it's 1 or 2 flirts away. Can we hit the green test?
There are neutral light about 12 seconds there before it expires. Miniorek Trust is on top of it regardless. And stepping in far away.
Oh, that might not be close enough to hit it in 3 even if we do hit the green. It's only 84%, so that's going to resolve that tension at least.
Yeah,
one more flirt is going to be needed.
In a way that's going to upset you, I think. Fingerprints might be out for Koopa here.
Apparently not. Goes for the briefcase, try to pick up the first one, and immediately the shot comes off. So Miniorek is able to convert off of the sniper win, and they are up in Terrace.
Interesting shot. I'm not sure what what else Mini had on Koopa there, but definitely was willing to shoot for the flirt and contact. Oh, hello.
Behind another spy wing. Let's see what happens in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Apparently that was a shot for an idle break, as Miniorek steps in, picks up 51% on the flirt, and immediately steps away off to the statues. So definitely a quick start from Miniorek. I think he was able to get both of those inspects done in one cycle.
Yeah, good early progress here for Mini. Going for that second flirt, and that really opens up her opportunities to rush this.
Yeah, flirt done in 2. Inspect is well underway. Double agent has dropped in to say hi. If we just contact and go finish statues, that is a very, very fast finish. There's the contact.
It'll knock out 4 guess. Koopa's willing to take all of them. I don't love having to take a really short path in the statues here. I think we should kill some time elsewhere.
Air Koopa shoot for the 3 green sort of situation. It looks like he is. In the statues we go. There's the mission win countdown. It doesn't look like Koopa has much interest in shooting Miniorek, and Mini has found another spy win back-to-back.
Yeah, Mini already winning out Koopa's venue choice. And that's gonna be rough for Koopa. That might open up the door for this to be a sweep. Or not a sweep, but a stomp in Mini's favor.
It might just be at this rate. We've still got one more game of Terrace to play. Koopa on the Spy versus Miniorek Sniper. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. That's a very fast flirt. And the double agent drops in to say hi as well. This could be another sort of semi-rush. We're not going to be able to do it in a 2 flirt, but Koopa decides not to go that direction and just steps out for a more normal game of SpyParty.
Good decision to get things underway. We'll head back to the same spot conversation though.
Yeah, a little bit of back and forth. I'd like to have seen that gone to the other end of the conversation in order to distance themselves from that exact spot. But the second flirt does come off to 67% before the seduction target steps away. We are still in with the double agents, so lots of early progress still.
Good timing that Alice won't pick up that briefcase. In fact, pick up a low light on the way to bar.
Koopa has slowed down quite a bit here. Got the 2 early flirts and now doesn't want to draw any attention to themselves. Unfortunately, seduction target is not going to actually enter the conversation, but is just going to grab the briefcase real quick.
Well, agent switches conversation. Really good time to make contact then. Really sets up the fact that the people in the left conversation are probably more suspicious.
Well, Koopa switches over as well, so...
And we didn't take a flirt before switching conversation.
Banana bread.
There's the contact just before people start to move.
Knocks out 2.
Still 2 lowlights. It's down to 5 possible partygoers, Smallman among them.
We are one of the
As we step into
contact. Purloin.
Oh, that was a straight purloin. That wasn't even a delegate. He just took the list.
Minis narrowing it down, not taking the shot.
It's down to 2.
If Koopa had the flirt done, this was a win.
The question is, does he get shot for a flirt at this point?
Absolutely should, but we gotta wait for Smallman to be threatening somehow, and he's not at all.
Smallman goes back to bar. There's the flirt.
Ooh, we're talking, but it's not really visible behind Twin. Mini contemplates.
But it was visible enough. Miniorek catches a glimpse of it and decides to take the shot. And that is a pretty serious lead coming out of Terrace. It's 6-2.
Yeah, and that's our halftime here. Doubles. Modern was completely even, but Koopa's pick of Terrace went entirely Mini's way, which is gotta feel rough, especially heading into your restricted map, and then balcony immediately after.
Yeah, whenever you're honestly, whenever you're behind and there's balcony involved, that's sort of something you can lean on to try to come back, because balcony often feels a little bit coin flippy sometimes. It sort of depends on what the party winds up doing and what you're able to make of the situations you find yourself in, much more than any technical mastery or brilliant spy play. It often sort of turns into who is this man going to decide to shoot, and is it me?
Yeah, sometimes that variance can backfire though, and Koopa can't afford to have another venue choice backfire. He needs to dominate the rest of the set.
Apparently your audio is a little bit low compared to
A
mine.
little low. I will take a look at that. I don't have monitoring on, so we'll see how this fares. That should be a little bit better.
All right. Well, either way, that is going to put Koopa in a situation where it's not a situation you ever want to be in. No matter what the venues coming up are, 6-2 down after the first 8 games is not where you want to be.
Mini opening up aquarium here with the emergency Smallman button.
The emergency Smallman button. Let's see if it works out in 3, 2, 1, planet.
But starting out nice and safe for Koopa gives him an opportunity to look for other things. Fortunately, Mini's not going to open with anything in particular as the ST crosses away.
Now, the high sniper angle makes Smallman fairly easy to spot in most situations, but it makes the shark much, much more dangerous on this venue, because you cannot shoot through that shark. So even if you know exactly where the spy is, if he is behind the shark, there's nothing you can do about it.
And that is absolutely a fact that both of these players are known to take advantage of. I think we're slightly in Ambassador's range, so I don't think we can afford to take a standing bug here. Mini may be deciding to leave to keep Amba in that position, so that when mid-shark comes, it can give people some bug credit.
So, very slow start coming out of Miniorek here with the emergency Smallman button. It's 2 minutes and 45 left to play and 0 progress until just now, where we get a distant flirt for 25% off of a green test.
Yeah, minimum green there is kind of rough, but I'm surprised that Teal even had space to fit into this conversation.
Miniorek, if they want to get 4 missions done in this venue, they're going to have to move.
Amba's extremely crowded right now. I'm sure that's hogging all of Koopa's attention, but Mini's not going to be able to take advantage of it anyhow.
And into the statue goes Miniorek.
Just doing some inspects might be setting up for A or right. Statue set swap and shark walk later. Spawn's a bit slow for that, so we'll see how that works out.
I would not be surprised if that were the case.
Although I think Koopa opened this game with statue highlights, and the fact that we haven't gotten one could indicate something, as this safety off is intended to, but if If I had to guess the
I
intended
don't
target
know
of that.
what you're saying, Koopa.
Bug.
Oh, that's just a Smallman bug.
Ooh.
That is a shark-based Smallman bug.
And we've landed back in conversation. I thought we were headed to bar with that. And we had
No,
the fact
it
that
looks
we
like
landed
not.
here.
It looks like. Oh, yep.
Okay.
Koopa has seen it.
I don't know what the safety offs were for then. If they
I don't know
were
what
meant
the
for
safety
Smallman.
offs were for either, but I believe he saw where he saw the direction that Smallman was going when he left conversation and wasn't there when the shark left. So that's enough to take a shot, and Koopa gets a nice little win from the sniper side of Aquarium.
Yeah, it probably is for the insta-flirt in conversation. And if so, great job from Koopa.
Let's see what Koopa's able to do from the spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Oh, that's a little bit of a missed pad. I don't think that's likely to be seen so early in the game with a shark sort of half blocking it, but it was a bit of a moment. Doesn't seem to have caused any issues as we pick up 30.
The only issue I can... The only issue I can see here is that we've landed a bit close to text and that might be catching Miniorek's eye.
Well, as long as we don't wind up too close to text for the rest of the game, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Seduction target steps away before we're able to get a timer flirt off. And Koopa really taking their time and just sort of hanging out. Now stepping away. Looks like we're heading off to Green Bookcase to say hi to the seduction target, but I don't think we're going to be able to get this flirt off in time. And indeed, Koopa knows it and isn't even going to have a go at it.
Unfortunate, because we definitely want some progress out of this. We might be able to take a microfilm. If we wanted to. If we will, as Amble will be forced out of conversation, guarded towards the back of the venue.
Behind shark, but in pocket. This is a mission that... Oh, what was that?
Making a redirect off the briefcase there. We're obligated to do so.
Into conversation with Double Agent we go. Here's the contact.
Banana bread.
Only one conversation with Real. We're the first to leave afterwards. Pretty solid heuristic if Minnie takes advantage of it.
Into conversation with the seduction target once more. This one's a close screen for 85%. Remember, we only have 1:30 left to play, but we do have a green microfilm in our pocket, and that gives us an extra out near the end of the game, especially if we're able to get the shark involved.
Yeah, and there's a difficult fingerprint now on there. Not much we could have done to get it fresh. Still a long ways to go.
Before we start thinking about getting a mission completion with the microfilm behind the shark, we do need to find the last flirt and another mission besides. It looks like we're not going to wait until the end of the game to pick up the book, at least. We're going there early.
Yeah, we're
Blue book in hand.
We're at the bottom of this pad, so this microfilm will be somewhat exposed, even with the shark. Oh no!
Just goes for it. It is a white test. Miniorek doesn't get a look at it.
Yeah, Minnie preoccupied with looking at Bug there, so that seems to be clean from Koopa, but could be credited if Minnie's on top of everything. This is gonna be tough to finish though, but bottom shark, we get flirt Bug. We have to take it though.
We're well into the beep beeps. There's the bug, but the shot comes off! Miniorek snaps onto the shot before Koopa has the chance to get behind the shark properly. And that is a beautiful little finish from the sniper side.
Yeah, I definitely like the play. It's Koopa's best option there. I'm surprised we don't go for the flirt before the bug, because then we have to stick around in conversation longer, giving Mini more time to ship that.
Either way, it didn't really wind up mattering too much. 7-3 is the scoreline as Miniorek steps into the spy side of balcony. And this is really Koopa's big chance to start fighting back into this set. Let's see if he's able to do it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, Koopa needs every game out to win before overtime.
Balcony in regulation is not something we often get to see.
Low light.
Low light off of pathing.
Mini so far has been completely accurate with these low lights. Koopa, at least with the first one that I've seen, it's incorrect.
This is balcony though, so these lowlights could very easily not be solid. They might even just be tracking.
This is a talk. That was not a flirt.
Isn't that strange? Delays the first flirt to a second talk. It's 51%. I wonder if that was just a missed button.
Curious either
Did
way.
get the close green on the flirt though, so that could prove crucial later on in the game.
Smallman entering, this should be our contact. We're gonna take
Banana
the
bread.
lead before Smallman enters even. And
there's the highlight on Miniorek.
Is the only talker though. Koopa might have some doubt in that.
Now we wait for the flirt and we see what the reaction is. We see if we can hit the green as well. Second target steps away.
He does. He might join close enough if the Amba hadn't.
Not with the ambassador right there. This could be a disaster.
Bug.
It has to be a bug on the way out. Koopa gets a look at it, waits for Miniorek to stop moving just to make sure nothing unfortunate happens. The shot comes off, and Koopa is able to hold from the sniper side. Let's see what they can do on the other end of things. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, definitely a good option there from Mini, but Koopa more than capable of catching that.
Opposite
Banana
end of the
bread.
conversation from the seduction target. It's going to be an early contact.
General starts a talk immediately after. Could look a bit suspicious, but Mini thinks otherwise.
25% green flirt is not something you want to see on balcony.
I took it for granted, but double agent is low lit here. That's not a given low light like on other menus. That's a pathing low light of sorts for Mini.
Again, though, this is balcony, so it's difficult to tell what these lights necessarily mean. Second flirt, another green, brings us to 56%. These have both been on the exact opposite end of the conversation from our seduction target. So we take a drink, we step away, and we're going to have to get in next to our ST to finish this up. Do we have room, is the question. We might have room on the other end of general.
We might not have to.
Oh, this is huge!
And Koopa hits the green.
Seduction target comes to us at the window. We get the flirt and step back into the conversation. There's no way Minnie's gonna get a shot on that.
Yeah,
that is a huge
There's no way you can ascribe intent to Koopa there. That's such a difficult shot to take besides the first two flirts, but even then, it's hard to pair that.
Sometimes in SpyParty, you just get a gift. And Koopa not only got one, but he absolutely capitalized on it. So that's Koopa with 2 games back-to-back on balcony, puts him back within striking distance of forcing overtime. Miniorek still in the lead by 2, 5-7. But it's not looking quite so hopeless anymore as Miniorek steps into the spy side of Ballroom 4 of 8 in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, talk about a needed win. We'll see if that gives Koopa the momentum to kind of carry himself into the latter stages of this match. But
Flirt and go from Miniorek to start the game. It's 51% and out to window.
Mini is still in a position where he can snipe this match out. Just never where you want to be if you're Koopa.
Second target steps away before Miniorek is able to get that second flirt. But with the first one coming off so quickly, that's not too big of a deal.
Yeah, good decision from Mini to cheese flirt that. Unfortunately, doesn't pay off too much in there. Let's continue from 2 minutes left.
From 2 minutes even. All right.
All right, you want to count us in?
Absolutely. Let's get this thing back underway in 3, 2, 1, playing it. We are 51% on the flirt. We are...
Yeah, I think where we left off.
Well, that's about it.
Yeah, I think you said we just rejected a fingerprint of a drink as well. So, Mini trying to stay as under the radar as possible here, even though we've rejected a couple times.
This spot so far.
Banana bread.
Fake contact. Unfortunately, in with the suspect.
Banana bread.
Way to lose heat. In fact, wound up gaining it. There's another contact as we step into conversation with the real double agent now. So, little bit of an awkward situation.
Should be live.
It looks like we're back in.
Where do you want to continue off?
I'm not entirely sure where we went down, so let's start back in at a minute.
A minute, okay.
Minute left, by the
thanks.
way.
1 minute left, yes.
Okay.
So huge thanks to Wrestler for hopping in and rescuing the hosting side of this because of some internet issues that have been going on.
Yeah, my apologies, everyone. Wrestler is the absolute MVP of SMC right now.
And
everybody should be
most
thanking
of the
Wrestler for
casting,
everything.
Let's be honest.
Yes. SMC would not be happening right now without Wrestler.
All right, so Miniorek has contact done, has 51% on the flirt, is Hylet in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, did do that double shuffle between conversations, but has gotten the 2 missions done for it.
And that's a purloin. That's the green purloin right there.
That's at least our 3rd reject of this game. Koopa's all over that.
I don't know if he was able to get a good look at the fade there. I think it might have been behind the pillar. But he
He's
is
still
able to
with the
figure it
list.
out anyways. He sees enough of it that he's able to find the shot on Miniorek, and Koopa is back within 1 on Ballroom.
Yeah, it kind of took a while to find the list there, but did do it within 10 seconds, and Mini was none the wiser to the threat.
So I said he was in striking distance. That is doubly true now. But Koopa's got to get it tied back up from the spy side. Let's see if he's able to make it happen on the last game of Ballroom in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, let's not forget we have Courtyard up next.
That's a bug. That's a really nice Time of Chaos bug.
Yeah, Time of Chaos bugs have really gone by the wayside as snipers have really improved their game, and they don't often work.
Especially not opposite direction Time of Chaos bugs. That just manages to come off barely in time, and a little bit of a bounce wound up with a perfect positioning. Seduction target drops in to say hi as well. This could absolutely be the break Koopa needed.
Yeah, and you have to make sure this game works. Getting away with that bug is so huge. Koopa needs to take advantage of it.
It's a green on the first flirt for 41%. And into the statues we go. It's center statues immediately. So Koopa is willing to look suspicious as long as they're not seen doing anything shootable, which is probably a reasonable way to play this once you've already got the hardtail done. Inspect's done. Bug done. 41% on the flirt.
This also ensures that we will be watched if we're near the ambassador again, and hopefully we avoid further bug credit.
This is very true.
So
Seduction target steps away from us. So still just 41% there, not able to get any extra progress. Plenty of time.
A lot of sense. A lot of time, but ST is going to waste some of it. Global Agent, in the meantime, is out of conversation, so not much to do if we want to do the cleanest, simple finish here.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an awkward situation as far as the party is concerned. Oh, seduction target, why are you like this?
Yeah, and Double Agent hasn't done much better. We set ourselves up near the ambassador to try to maybe draw Sniper's attention, distract them, but not look threatening.
No, I think we've got to take this chance with the Double Agent. It's a very awkward one. And unfortunately, it is also the only real DA in conversation right now. Koopa's not pulled the trigger on it yet, so he might just decide not to. But the timer is definitely starting to tick. There's the contact. Oh dear. That could be bad.
Only one of real. Yeah. ST back at statues though.
Doing? It's back at the same statues again. 30 seconds to play. We can't get this done in 2. It's 41%.
Yeah, we could have gone back there, but we've waited a bit too long, and now we are out of options.
This might just have to be a swap.
Are we setting up for Purloin?
Unless we do a green time ad at the end to try to... No, it's going to be a Purloin. It's going to be a green test on the Purloin, which is going to probably hang the...
It is, but Koopa's going to get nothing out of this. There's no way Mini doesn't shoot this.
This was such a brutal party after such a good start. I don't blame Koopa for just going all in on hitting the soft tells.
We're trying to swap block.
Yeah, as soon as he lands in conversation, the shot comes off. I think he kind of had to dance that, unfortunately, and because he's not able to do it, what looked like a surefire win for Koopa just winds up falling apart as the party refuses to play ball.
And that gives Mini match point here with a spy game to try to take it.
2 games of Courtyard is all that separates Miniorek from the win of the match. Koopa needs to win both to force overtime, starting from the sniper side in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Mini will take a strong start here. We are on 4 of 7 Courtyard.
Very early flirt and go.
Flirts any less powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. This is often a venue where you wind up taking a long time to get to 3 mission completions. You have about 1 minute left, and then you have to find a hard tell from there. But with the flirt already done, like half a second into the match, not literally half a second, but still, that's a very strong opener out of Miniorek. If he can drop into the statues relatively quickly and chase down the Double Agent, he's going to have a lot of time to figure out how to find this last mission.
Yeah, and if we don't start doing other things, I think the value of that early flirt finish is kind of going to waste.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, Miniorek does seem quite happy to just sort of sit and wait for now.
I think part of me thinks that Minnie is trying to stand here to threaten an ambassador a little bit, but Irish is already doing that in a really good spot. We're not getting much value out of standing here.
Opted not to chase the double agent when they were nearby, is opting not to go to statues to get a little bit more progress. It's really just trying to look as inconspicuous as possible at this point.
Irish will leave,
There's
and
the
that
step
will...
away. There's the bug as well!
Did Koopa not see that bug?
It doesn't look like he did. There's been no reaction to that. It was pretty visible.
It was right out in the open, but somebody had just stepped into statues, and that might have drawn Koopa's eye, especially after Irish just walked past the ambassador. White purloin. White purloin, especially.
This is such a weird game for Miniorek. The shot comes off! And that's 9. That's the match done. It looks like they did still play another one. Did I get the score wrong?
Oh, right, the matches are played out. Nope.
All the matches are
Matches are played out in group stage.
Oh, right, because group stage. Oops.
For tiebreakers. Yep, that makes sense.
So, Miniorek with the win on Courtyard from the Spy side off just an odd sniper game. An odd game from everybody on Courtyard, but that's what you got to do on the Spy side. If you want to win on Courtyard, do something unconventional. And it worked out for Miniorek as he steps into the sniper for the last game of the match to help deal with tie breaks as Koopa steps into the Spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, I knew this match went all 16 games, so I was a bit excited for at least Mini Koopa comeback, but now the results of this one are up in the air. Koopa, I wouldn't have thought to be a meme character selector. Running back Queen.
Okay, well.
Running back the Queen with the hand towards the sniper bug and General ST, and that'll quickly wrap up this match.
It worked once. It's not going to work the next time. So that is 10-6 when all is said and done. Koopa definitely made a good run at the comeback, but just a little bit too far down from early on in the match. And that's going to do it.
Indeed, that is going to do it. To give a quick update in the groups thus far, Miniorek with 2 wins is almost certainly through to the bracket stage, champions bracket stage. The only question is going to be, is he going to be second or first? That will decide. That's going to be the last game versus Lev. That's going to decide that. And Koopa, that was his first game and the first loss.
So still plenty to play for Koopa. Thanks a ton again for hopping in for these last few games to save the rest of the cast from internet weirdness.
Yeah, very sorry for that, wrestler, but your commitment to SMC is appreciated.
No problem.
Have fun with your additional host later on. Everyone make sure to tune into that.
Yeah, it's gonna happen in about 1 hour, 40 minutes, and it's going to be Sauerkraut versus Grash in Group B. So stay around for that. But in the meantime, on behalf of me and all the casters, say, stay well.